Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. Today we're going to be talking all about the Royal Rumble 1999. This was an awesome show to watch the night after Royal Rumble 1998. I had the same feeling after watching 99 as I did 98, where basically I wish that I had time to watch this show over again. Definitely this would be one that I bookmark to make sure that I watch next year, because this is an awesome Attitude Era pay-per-view. If you love the corporation, if you love DX, if you love the ministry, there's lots of storylines built through this. The whole undercard, which on a lot of Rumbles don't have a lot of meaning to them. They're all DX matches, and if you love DX, that being Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and X-Pac, the Royal Rumble itself was entitled No Chance in Hell. This was I believe it was Commissioner Michaels who basically took the challenge of Vince McMahon, saying that he wanted to fight Stone Cold Steve Austin. So they put them in the Royal Rumble number 1 and number 2. And I think that was one of the biggest buying points for this pay-per-view, is that Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon, even if it was for just a minute or 2 minutes, that being, we're going to fight inside of a WWE ring before, anybody else ran in to interfere. I was really surprised at the time that WWF didn't really stack the deck against Austin, seeing how they could have made number 3, 4, 5, 6, all of the members of the corporation. You could have had Boss Man, Shamrock, Test, all sorts of these guys just run out there to really attack Stone Cold Steve Austin inside of the ring, leaving him laying. Instead, they told another great story, which was basically, they fought in the ring for 2 minutes, and then Golga comes running out to be number 3. Mr. McMahon had placed a $100,000 bounty for whoever could eliminate Stone Cold Steve Austin from the Royal Rumble. So Golga, even though he's a babyface, goes right after Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin eliminates him very fast, within 15 seconds, but Mr. McMahon is able to escape the ring. He's tired of getting his ass whipped, leaving underneath the bottom rope, running all the way to the back, through the fans, and Austin is in hot pursuit running after him. And that was the plan, because once they hit basically the aisleway where the concessions and everything is, McMahon dips into the women's restroom, where Austin chases in after him, only to be met by all the members of the corporation, who deliver a beating and leave Austin laying there on the floor, to the point where the medics have to come and scoop him up, throw him in the back of the ambulance, and take him off to the hospital, making us think that that's the last we're going to see of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Lots of big names come in from there. You got Draws, Edge, Gilbert, Steve Blackman. Blackman is met by Dan Severn, who comes running in and immediately takes the fight right to Steve Blackman. Sort of having their MMA angle of who the toughest motherfucker is, pretty much. They're met by Tiger Ali Singh, the Blue Meanie. Mabel makes his WWF return. He had wrestled on Heat against Mankind as well. But when Mabel hits the ring, it's like 1995 all over again, with Mabel throwing out Steve Blackman, Dan Severn, Tiger Ali Singh, and the Blue Meanie, before basically Road Dogg comes out to be number 12. And as Road Dogg makes his entrance into the ring, the lights go out, where basically you see the members of the ministry, you see the acolytes, you see Midian attacking Mabel, taking him all the way to the back, where Undertaker and Paul Bearer come walking out the entrance. They're not participants in the Royal Rumble this year. They're just here for this, where basically they take Mabel and they put him into the back, making it look like he's being abducted, pretty much. Road Dogg, who's left inside of the ring, is begging the guys to come out and fight, where he's met by Gangrel. Those guys go at it until you got Kurgan, Al Snow, Goldust, the Godfather, where they're finally met by Kane. Kane comes out, and as soon as he's introduced into the Royal Rumble, he eliminates 4 people. He tosses out Road Dogg, Kurgan, Goldust, and Godfather, leaving himself all alone in the ring. From there, Kane is chased out of the ring by doctors in white coats. One of them, I believe, is Scorpio Sky, who takes one hell of a choke slam from Kane before they're able to get him out of the ring and chase him off. This is the point where Vince McMahon makes his return from the back, making his way down. He gets into the ring for a quick moment, and then dips out of the ring to get onto the commentary team, which is the first for Vince in a matter of years. He's met by Ken Shamrock, a member of the corporation, who gets into the ring. Where basically, from there, Billy Gunn comes running down, off of their Intercontinental Championship match. Billy runs to the ring only wearing one boot, selling the fact that Ken Shamrock had him in the ankle lock earlier in the night. From there, you get Test, Boss Man, Triple H. All of these guys start to fill up the ring. Val Venus. I think it's after the Val Venus entrance is where they show in the back. There's a hearse back there, and you see Undertaker, Paul Bearer, Mideon, and the Acolytes sort of, all fighting Mabel, who's putting up a fight as they're trying to shove him into the back of the hearse. Through the fight, we see an ambulance returning to the scene. And as it drives by, you can definitely tell that it's Stone Cold Steve Austin driving the ambulance. And from there, we go to the Vince McMahon mannerisms, where he's selling the fact that he knows that Austin's coming back. And Austin's coming back to whoop his ass. And that's what you're going to get. From there, Austin hits the ring. Starts, throwing out guys left and right as Vince hides on the commentary team. Everybody's trying to gun for Austin, heel or babyface. Vince McMahon is on he's on the microphone, and he's yelling out to the fact of, "Come on, who wants $100,000? Somebody throw out Stone Cold Steve Austin." Last participants into the Royal Rumble are X-Pac, Mark Henry, Jeff Jarrett, D'Lo Brown, Owen Hart, and of course who had won the, I think it was called like the DX Corporate Rumble. It was like the prequel to build up for the Royal Rumble. Chyna, the first woman participant in the Royal Rumble. She's able to eliminate Mark Henry herself, becoming the first woman entrant and the first woman to eliminate somebody from there. It all comes down to basically Vince McMahon and Steve Austin fighting inside of the ring, where Austin is taking his due time, trying to put punishment on Vince McMahon because he has him inside of the ring for the first time with no outside interference. But then after a good moment of time inside of the ring, The Rock comes down jive talking to Stone Cold Steve Austin, talking about how he's the champion and hurry up and in the match because at WrestleMania he's going to whoop his ass. And basically as Vince wakes up from a slumber inside of the ring, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock are jawing on the ringside, about to go into fight, when basically Vince sneaks up from behind, much like Ric Flair eliminating Psycho Sid from the Rumble for Ric Flair to win the WWF Championship. From there, Vince McMahon is crowned the winner. As The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin celebrate their big-time win. And, no, I apologize. Vince McMahon and The Rock celebrate their big-time win. Stone Cold Steve Austin walks off in his pity of defeat. This was a great show. Hopefully everybody will go out of their way to watch this on the WWE Network. I'm glad that I did, and I want to pass it on to you guys. Check out the Rumble 99. It's going to be a good one.